Hello, and today we're going to be taking a look, basically, I think I'm going to call this devlog 1. So I've been working on the map right now, and I have a few different versions of the process I went through that I'm going to be showing you today. The first version is this one. Actually, right before that, let me explain this to you. So the idea is we can use this one because you can see it a bit better. You copy this, you paste it, and you make a long hallway, and it does not repeat, but it looks nice and it's easy to make a map. Of course, I'm gonna add some more detail. These are kind of like placeholders at the moment. So the first version looks like this, and you can see from the outside that, well, you can see it the outside. Can't get into it, and yeah, it just sucks. So let me explain why that is. So here we are in Blender where I made it. I have the first version right here, the second one here. There's 4. So with the first one, you can see I have face select on right here, face orientation. So let me turn that back on. The blue is the front and the red is the back, and of course you want to be able to walk in it. This does cast shadows and stuff because the faces are facing like this. So basically what I did is I took all the faces and I flipped them, right? Of course, you probably want this to be that. It was more like this, and then when I export it, I made them triangular faces. But yeah, so then let's take a look at the second version now. The second version, you can see, it's definitely better. You can see the inside, you can get into it, walk around, reasonable height, right? Size, that doesn't really matter. But the problem with this one is that it doesn't cast any shadows. It's not dark in here at all, because it's just going through, the light's going through this. Of course, if the light was coming through here, it wouldn't get out, but it's coming in, right? So let me explain this in Blender again. So here in Blender, you can see that the faces are this way. So now, if there's a light right here, beaming onto it, it'll go in, kind of, you could say, and then cast no shadows. It wouldn't be dark in here. So let's take a look at the third version, and what we got here is the third version. You can see it casts a shadow on the inside, which is nice. You can step into it, but the problem with, you're like, there's no problems with this one, it's fine, right? What did you do? It's fixed. It's not fixed. And let me show you what I did and then what the problem I came across was. So in Blender here, I have the third version, and you can see it has faces on the inside and the outside. There's probably a simpler way to do this, is just what I did. But I just selected all of the faces, duplicated them, scaled them up, and then I flipped them. Just like that. Of course I didn't scale it up that much. But then you can see it's coming from the inside and the outside, right? Okay, so the problem with this is that in here, if you jump in, the mesh has a few problems. Because I scaled it up, there's this, which duplicating it over and over again didn't really work that well, and it just looks awful. But yeah, it gets the job done. So let's take a look at the fourth version here. Basically what I do with this, actually, let me get my stairs real quick. Okay, so now that I have my super complex stairs, we can just go up here, and we can take a look at this better. I put a box around it, you could say. And now, when you go inside of it, don't mind that. When you go inside of it, you can see the same thing does not happen. You cast a shadow. Of course there is this because it's shining through here, but I'll show you it works pretty well in there. An example. But yeah, and let me show you what I did. Okay, so here in Blender, we'll see the fourth version, which is 1 for some reason. I don't know. It's fine. So basically what I did was I took the third version. Actually, no. I took the second version, and let's just move it over here. And just do this. Okay. What I did, if I can just hide these real quick, is I added a plane. Moved it down. Then I scaled it on the x-axis, selected these two lines, vertices, brought them up, filled them, and then after that I flipped all the faces so it's facing outwards, like that. Of course this one's a little bit better, but because I put less time into it. But yeah, I can't figure out why this does this, but it's fine right now, I guess. I'll fix it later. If we select both of these, we can join them, and then we basically have the fourth version. Final. And let me show you it in Unreal Engine. So here in Unreal Engine, you can see this, but you won't see it. Kind of. When you hop in, but it is pretty bright over there, but it gets pretty dark. Of course, the light keeps moving. Kind of like breathing, but it's fine. So if we just grab this flashlight right here, come in here, you can see that everything is working. We don't have that weird gap thing. It seemed really nice. Now, and by the way, I'm still working on the textures. Don't have much experience with that because most of my Blender experience comes from 3D printing, and I didn't have to make textures for that. But yeah, the red blue that's just temporary. But yeah, you can see now it's worked pretty nice, and I hope to have a bunch of different intersections when the next time you see me, and hopefully textures. That will be all. Goodbye.